Capricorn Horoscope, June 2025. Hey friends, let's talk Capricorns. Get ready for your astrological forecast for June 2025. Overview for June. June 2025 is shaping up to be a really positive time for you Capricorns. It's going to bring you a sense of relief and a chance to finally step away from those really serious tasks. You'll also get to spend some much-needed time with your closest people, soaking in some warm company. Even if they're not blood relatives, these are your tried-and-true, reliable, and deeply valued connections. What to watch out for? So, what's important for your sign to focus on this month? Two things: competition and ego. First, on the competition front. This month kicks off a year-long cycle of expanding your social and professional network. We're talking about new work relationships, growing your client base, or more colleagues you interact with. It also applies to your friendships. Your social circle could expand, or you might make new personal connections. Now, these new people entering your life, or your social sphere, might stir up, if not envy, then at least an internal question: why have they already achieved this and I haven't? Or why do they have that and I still have a whole series of steps before I get there? It's really crucial here not to compete or get caught up in rivalry. Instead, look at what you can learn from these individuals. How can interacting with them actually benefit you and your endeavors? As for ego, this month it might surface through your children. For example, before you buy your child an expensive item or gift, take a moment to really think, can you truly afford it right now? Or are you making this purchase just to prove something to someone else? Overall, this month is going to give you a feeling of rest and a strong desire to move forward. Even if it's just a small step, it's about pushing past your usual routine. Key astrological events, step by step. Let's dive deeper into the most important astrological events of June and their impact on your sign. June 5. Mercury will be in a tense aspect with the karmic lunar nodes. This is a significant control point, a link in a chain of events connecting March and September 2025. Your thoughts, decisions, conclusions, or actions on this day might be tied to those March events. And at the same time, it's on this very day that you'll be choosing the future path that will play out in September. For you Capricorns, this might show up as choosing tactical actions or figuring out how to manage your time. How can I handle both my daily tasks and routine duties while also making time for something bigger, something focused on my future, growth, and building what's next? It's about finding a way to distribute your time and energy so you can do more than just what's immediately necessary. This could involve reorganizing your lifestyle, your work schedule, even your living situation, or various organizational processes. June 6th. Venus moves into Taurus, entering your 5th house. Venus represents everything that brings us pleasure. Its function is enjoyment. It symbolizes both emotional and material well-being. And in Taurus, Venus is especially powerful because it's its home sign, allowing it to express its strongest and best qualities. So, which areas of your life will this Venus transit, lasting from June 6th to July 4th, 2025, impact? First, it's all about pleasure and entertainment, as the 5th house is the house of joy and celebration. This house also covers matters related to children, and it's a time when your relationships with them could improve, or events involving them will bring you joy. The 5th house is also the house of feelings, emotions, and falling in love. This is a great time for your personal life. Existing relationships can improve, or it could be a period of new romantic connections. It will also bring warm, friendly get-togethers with people you genuinely enjoy. Overall, the Venus transit through the 5th house brings a general feeling of satisfaction. June 8th. Mercury moves into Cancer, entering your 7th house. June 9th, and the very next day, generous Jupiter enters that same sector, where it will remain for a whole year. Jupiter shows us the area of life where opportunities await, chances for development, expansion, and growth. For you Capricorns, the 7th house where Jupiter will be, symbolizes your key partners, people you have relationships with of all kinds. This includes work connections, your clients, friends, and even your personal relationship partner. Starting from this day, your social circle and awareness will include successful people. Jupiter signifies someone accomplished and significant, often with a great sense of humor, vibrant, and also materially successful. So, expect new people to appear in your social circle. This is an excellent time for professional growth. You'll attract more clients. Especially if your work or business has different tiers, particularly with VIP clients, now is a fantastic time to focus on them. They'll trust you, and by engaging with them and closing deals, you can earn well. This transit, in general, points to growing popularity in your work or whatever you're focused on. This could also be a period when you meet your future spouse. I'll actually be posting a separate video on my channel about what this Jupiter transit will bring to each zodiac sign, and I'll drop a link to it in the info box below this video. June 11th. There's a full moon in Sagittarius in your 12th house. A full moon means completion, culmination, clarity, and results. The 12th house is also a house of completion. So, at this time, you might see results or wrap up a project you've been handling remotely, or one that's been ongoing for a while. The 12th house also governs emigration, so some of you might be moving or finalizing necessary documents for relocation during this period. Additionally, the 12th house symbolizes everything that's hidden or not obvious. So, this could be a time when you complete organizing a hidden space, like a pantry, closet, garage, or a country home. The 12th house also represents chronic illnesses, and a full moon signifies completion. So, if this applies to you, it's a time when you might finish a course of treatment or preventive therapy for a chronic condition. Lastly, the 12th house can show secret relationships. Given that your 12th house is in Sagittarius, this could point to hidden relationships with someone who is foreign or lives far away, and the full moon will bring clarity to these matters. June 14th. Venus will be in a tense aspect with Black Moon Lilith. This aspect will impact your 5th and 11th astrological houses. It signals a potential for errors, creating illusions, mirages, and inaccurate perceptions. This aspect can stir up jealousy, suspiciousness, and paranoia. So on this day, don't believe everything you hear. Black Moon Lilith will be in your 11th house, which rules the internet. Therefore, be careful and critically evaluate information you find online. Also, be wary of flattery on this day. June 15th. 2 tense aspects will form in the sky. This is the most challenging period of the month. There will be a tense aspect between revolutionary and swift Uranus and fiery and decisive Mars. The second aspect is a square between Jupiter and Saturn. Now, the influence of these aspects will be more evident externally, manifesting as disruptive events and a turbulent global agenda. However, in personal matters, it could also show up as disrupted plans. On this day, try not to make any sudden or irreversible decisions. And don't try to force your way through an obstacle that might be especially prominent now. On a broader scale, these aspects indicate the start of another phase of complex global events, which will last until mid-November. For your sign Capricorns, this aspect will be more pronounced for those born between December honest and December 24th. You should avoid making any sudden life-changing decisions right now. June 17th. Mars, the planet of power, activity, and action, changes signs, moving into Virgo in your 9th house. It will remain in this sector until August 7th, forming a supportive aspect with your sign, bringing motivation and backing for your endeavors. Mars was last in this sector of your horoscope in July and August of 2023. On the positive side, this means active travel and the positive resolution of any legal or bureaucratic issues. It also helps with obtaining documents and matters related to your children and grandchildren, all in a positive and optimistic way. On the negative side, this Mars transit can bring a strong urge to hotly debate anyone who disagrees with your opinion, as well as a need to defend your rights and interests. June 19th. Jupiter will be in a 10 square aspect with Neptune. This is more of a macro aspect, influencing the external world rather than our individual personal lives. I'll make a detailed separate video about its impact. It will manifest as a crisis of faith, ideals, and ideology, and a general sense of disillusionment. On a personal level, this aspect will bring up questions about boundaries, the limits of your possessions, your influence over your family or colleagues. For you, it's also a big question. Are you allowing yourself to pursue your own dreams? Or are you holding back from taking the steps you desire due to fear of disrupting the balance between other areas of your life? I'll go into more detail about this aspect's influence in a separate video. June 21st. The Sun moves into Cancer. This is the summer solstice. Astronomically, summer begins in the northern hemisphere on this day. Energetically, this is a very powerful time. It initiates a 3-month global horoscope. It's a time to bring to fruition the plans you conceived back in December 2024. June 24th. A very favorable event occurs. The conjunction of two active, creative yang planets, the Sun and Jupiter. This signals the start of a year-long cycle of expansion and growth in the area of your life where this conjunction occurs. For you, this takes place in the 7th house, the sector of your various partnerships, personal, friendly, and business. This day forms that powerful energetic current we often call luck. I'll make a detailed separate video on how to best harness this strong Sun-Jupiter energy. This is an excellent day to start working with clients, to launch a business that involves working with people, and it's also a good time for various presentations, public speaking, and even getting married. The Sun-Jupiter conjunction, followed later in August by a Venus-Jupiter conjunction in the same sector, all points to luck and success, coming to you specifically within or through the sphere of partnerships. June 25. A new moon occurs in the same sector of your horoscope. A new moon is the conjunction of the moon and sun, signifying the birth of a new energetic current. This is a time when new shared plans can emerge, and significant, positive events may occur for your partner. You might gain a new client, or a friend could make you a very interesting offer. It could also point to meeting up with friends you consider family, your very closest people. June 28th. Mercury moves into Leo in your 8th house, forming a lucky aspect with Neptune and Saturn. This is a time when your attention shifts to 8th house matters, shared and joint property, shared purchases, alimony, social payments, and financial settlements. It's a time when you can arrange or rearrange insurance policies or obtain documents related to property rights. This period can also bring resolution to family financial issues. Special days to note. Throughout June, there are 3 unique days to note: June 11th, June 18th, and June 25. These are midpoints between eclipses, making them days of heightened turbulence. They aren't bad days, they're simply better suited for emotional, impulsive actions driven by spur-of-the-moment feelings or for winging it and hoping for the best. However, for starting projects where you have very clear plans and a precise understanding of the desired outcome, these days are not ideal. Things begun on June 11th, 18th, or 25 can yield unpredictable results and may not unfold as expected. Wishing you a wonderful, successful month, my dear Capricorns. If this forecast was helpful to you, put a like and press the bell. Subscribe to the Zodiac Soul Insights channel and get a plus in karma from the universe. Share in the comments. Was this forecast helpful to you, and how much coincides with your events? See you in the next video. May the stars be on your side.